Hi guys, to another episode of Life Unfiltered. I created a video earlier in the week speaking about the trap of comparison and what that means and how disabling that is to forward momentum and living out our best lives. And I shared that on my WhatsApp channel and then shared it to my TikTok profile, and it has just been receiving so much engagement. And what that signals for me is that this is something that we are really struggling with, guys. It doesn't matter where you are in your career, it doesn't matter where you are in life, it doesn't matter where you find yourself in terms of serving, if you are a home executive, a stay-at-home dad, if you are a young teenager working and leading through school, if you're in ministry, either serving or leading, or in corporate at any level, right? One of the biggest obstacles to success that I have noticed when I'm doing performance coaching and life coaching with my various teams is that the language that so many of us use to prevent forward momentum is, well, I don't have the experience that this thing requires. I don't have the insights or the wisdom required to step into that opportunity. I'm not like that person or that person, and therefore I disqualify myself from stepping into those opportunities. And the one thing that I know is that there is so much work to be done in life, in every society, in every sector, in every community, in every organization, in every market, right? There is so much work to be done that if you just trust yourself enough to step out and step into the gap, you will find that all of those fears, all of that, the lies of comparison, the fear of inadequacy and not being prepared and all that kind of stuff, it actually completely dissipates as you step into action and start realizing that the stuff that held you back and kept you in action, a lot of that time is imagined and it's not real, guys. I think that we often get to a space where the internal narratives, the stuff that we tell ourselves about ourselves, is so heavy and it's so thick in terms of a wall to break through that it keeps us, I think the mind is designed to keep us safe, right? Fight, flight, or freeze. Your mind is engineered to say, that is scary, don't do it, because you're not safe out there. If you know that you know that you know that, you can apply no excuses, I do things scared as a principle in your life and say, I'm not going to wait for the stars to align. I'm not going to wait for everything to be ready. I'm not going to wait for myself to be more evolved or wiser or fill in the gap, right? I'm not going to make excuses. I'm going to do things scared, because the time will never be right. The time will never be right. Life is so fleeting. Life is so fleeting and it's so precious, and we don't have time to waste. And I think as a Christian, I know that I am created in the image of God, right? And so when I experience the disabling lie of comparison, well, I don't have that experience, or I'm not there, so I can't do it, right? Or if I start experiencing this, well, my past disqualifies me, the mistakes I've made disqualify me, etc., etc. The one thing I'm always challenged with is, if I am made in the image of God, what right do I have not to live into my full potential? And wherever you are in terms of your faith or no faith, whatever, we are all created with purpose and with potential. And, if you don't believe you were created, you were born with innate potential. And so the question is, who are you not to live out your full potential and give the full gift of you to the world around you? Who are you not to? I think the fear of what people say, and the fear of failure, and the fear of inadequacy, all of that stuff, it's never going to go away. We have to learn to operate with all of that, with all of those voices shouting at us and going, who am I not to take this opportunity? Who am I not to step into this calling? Who am I not to be the encourager and the equipper and who am I not to do that? And I think when we recalibrate and reframe all of that negative self-talk, and we kind of come against it with the who are you not to, it gives us some wind in our sails and gives us some courage to go out and do it. And I think what I have learned through practice is that it's okay to go messily forth. When you're trying new things, when you are stepping out and putting yourself out into the universe in a different way, or you're changing sectors, or you're trying a new ministry, or you're going for prefect, or at home you're trying a different way of being to connect with your family. It is so okay to apply minimum viable product as a principle here and realize that anything new is going to be messy. It's going to be messy. You're going to fall helplessly through exploring new paths, and you've got to be okay with that, because if you wait for perfect, you're never going to do anything. And the thing is, guys, everyone wants perfection and they want balance, but the reality is with perfection, you can't add anything to it. There can be nothing new in perfection. It's static. It is what it is, right? It's the same thing with balance. This is balance. I have to be still and stay still and not move and not grow to have balance. So the point to extraordinary living is accepting the messy, doing things scared, being courageous enough to put yourself out into the world in a new way, because you know that you have boundless reservoirs of potential, and it's okay. The stars are never going to align. You will never feel good enough. You will never feel more qualified than the person that you're looking to, your role model. You will never feel like your past doesn't in some way disqualify you. Like, you will always walk around with this, who do I think I am? And I want to encourage you to reframe that to, who are you not to? Who do you think you are not to follow through with your passion and give completely of yourself to this one beautiful, short, fleeting life that we have? Comparison and self-disqualification, it's not going to go away. So you've just got to go, no excuses. We do things scared. And who the heck am I not to do this thing? I hope that's been helpful, guys. And I can't wait to check in with you next week.